Since there are several steps in setting up the Pineapple Day observation form, I figured it would be easiest to do some screencasting and show you some video of the actual tools that I'm using rather than just create a document. So I started out with a classroom that I created specifically for the faculty. This is a test group that I used so that I don't end up breaking something on our real site. You can add people in through invite emails. You can send them the invite code, however you get them in there. Once you have them in there and have your roster set up, then you will create a blank document that will be used for basically a receptacle for the feedback that is submitted through the forms. Then go back to your Pineapple Day classroom and create an assignment and assign that blank document to everyone in the class. When you do that, make sure that each student will get a copy of that document so that they have their own individual feedback. You'll also notice that I put a note here that says please do not manually edit the document or turn it in or submit it, because the relationship between the user and the document is going to be a little bit different than your average assigned document through Google Classroom. This document is basically a view-only document. It's not necessary that the teachers add anything to it. It's not necessary that the teachers turn it in, because they simply need to go in and view this document and see the feedback that has been put onto this document from the form. And sometimes that's confusing. If a teacher accidentally turns it in, you can always submit it back to them. It's not a big deal, but it sometimes helps alleviate some confusion of what they're supposed to do with this blank document when they get it. And what this is going to do in the background is it's creating a folder. In your classroom folder, there's a name of your class, and this is the specific assignment. It is going to create a file for each one of your students with their name, and then followed by whatever you name that blank template document. And this is the folder that the DocAppender is going to need to put the information that's submitted through the form to the correct person. So once you're done here and you've got your assignment set up, then you're ready to start working on your feedback form. I'm going to start with a blank form to walk you through the process of creating this and using the add-on once we get the form created. We have our forms collect the email addresses of the faculty because we don't ask them to submit this anonymously, so that those who are receiving the feedback know where it's coming from. But by collecting the email addresses, the observing teachers don't have to type in their names or any identifying information. That's already automatically collected with that. We're going to start off with the question of who you're observing, and we're going to make this a drop down. And we're just going to leave it because this is going to be the question that is auto-populated by the add-on here in just a little bit. I'm going to create a new section, and in this new section I am going to then put my actual question. I'm going to add a new question. We'll start with I notice, make that a paragraph. I like, again, a paragraph, and then I wonder. And we just made these three open-ended questions. You may also put up in this top section, if you would like, you could put in a focus area. If you ask your hosting teachers to provide a focus area that they want those who are observing them to focus their feedback on, you can put that in there just to kind of force the observing teachers to acknowledge what they're supposed to be looking at, make that a short answer. And that just kind of double checks and makes sure that everyone knows what they're looking at. So we have I notice, I like, and I wonder. Our form is ready. We have all the questions we want, and now we're ready to add on the DocAppender add-on. So we go up to the puzzle piece, click DocAppender. We're going to open the sidebar. Once that opens, I can create a new target doc folder, and I can pick from Drive. I'm going to pick from Drive because I'm going to use the folder that was created from the assignment that we just made in Google Classroom. So once I find that, I need to then go to Classroom, and there's my Classroom folder. I need to find my test group, and then there's my Pineapple feedback documents, and click Select. And it's going to spin. Form submissions will be added to the target docs that you placed in this folder. So that's what we want. Click Next, and then I'm going to select the question, who are you observing? Alright, I don't want an all the above option. I'm going to save, populate the selected question, and you're going to notice it just added all of the documents that were in that folder are now an option in that question. I can then click Next. What form values do you want to be added to target docs in the form submit? I want the timestamp so that teachers know when the observation took place. I want to do username, so I want the teachers to know who observed them. I don't need the who you're observing because obviously that's the person receiving it. You can include the focus area. I notice, I like, and I wonder. And this one, the one that I found works best, is the separate vertical tables, but you can kind of play around with those as it gives me what I thought was the cleanest output. That. Click Enable. It's going to do some more spinning. And then it looks like we are ready to go. It says that the DocAppender will run on your account when your form submissions arise, and that the choices will refresh on each new form submit or hourly. So technically, if you put a new document into the folder or add a new person to the classroom, it should add them as a choice here. Generally, best practice is to have everybody in the classroom to have everything ready to go, and the very last thing you do is put the add-on so that you're not trusting the technology to backlog that or to work retroactively, which it has in the past, but it's just best to set everything up and get everything set up as much as you can, and then set the DocAppender up so that you don't have to worry about things having to be fixed later on. Once you're ready to go and you have your form set up, you can change themes or colors or whatever you need to do. Then you're going to share the link right here, and that's what you're going to use to do your actual observations. If you want to put that in and creating like an announcement in your classroom, you can put that in the stream, or you can put it as an assignment here in the classroom that basically says here's the link to the observation form. So however you want to share that with the faculty. Once you have completed a round of Pineapple Days, all your students will have to do is open up Google Classroom, go to this classroom, click on the assignments, and when they do that, they will be able to see their document. When they open that up, what they should see is the timestamp. Here's your fields on the left, and here are the answers on the right. Obviously, this was a quick test run of this, and so this is the results. This is the first observation. The next observation that takes place will be under this, and it will just keep adding it to the bottom of the document. And you can use this throughout the year as long as you want to. Just use the form again a month later, 6 weeks later, whatever, and just keep the process going so you don't have to set up the classroom, you don't have to set up the form later. You can use this throughout the year. And that helps for consistency with your faculty. They don't have to learn a new process. And it also makes setting up your next Pineapple Day much simpler because all of the background work is laid out. The technology is set up and ready to go. And you can focus on your classroom observations at that point.